I hate that mods never get title cards right. I have no idea what causes the problem, but happens with most mods. So here we go. The first Sonic game represented in this game I've never really played.
Sonic Heroes, it's a game.
My copy was so scratched I couldn't play it. Fuck you, GameStop.
What do you mean?
You've done this to
GameStop
me
is a quality
twice now.
service.
They're good they're good sometimes. I've had a couple games that I've gotten for way cheaper than they usually go for because GameStop prices them pretty cheaply. But then you have issues like Sonic Heroes and LA Noire where they're so scratched I can't even run them.
Yeah, that is a problem. Were they used games?
Yeah. And then they have the issue now where you can't buy DS games with cases anymore.
What?
They only sell DS games in like those little plastic case thingies. They don't have their original cases anymore. So at this point, with a couple of DS games left I want to buy, I'll just buy them through Amazon.
Basically, yeah. Why'd you
But then
doing
you
that
have
in the
the-
first place?
Because then you have the issue of my copies of Star Force 1 and 2. I bought them because they were just both there when I was at GameStop, and I'm like, okay, I'll buy them just to own them. And then they didn't have cases, so I'm like, okay. I had luck before with Mega Man Zero Collection. I bought that cartridge only at GameStop, and I found a case and manual only on eBay. So I'm like, okay, I can just do that. I have yet to find the case and manual to either game on eBay.
Huh. Yeah,
And the great problem, with Star
eventually.
Force, the great problem with Star Force is every once in a while, even when they do show up, it's the wrong version. It's like, what was it? It's like, here you go. Here's a case and manual for Star Force Pegasus. It's like, no, I have Star Force Leo.
Just make your own case.
How am I supposed to make a DS case?
Well, you can literally buy a bunch of blank DS case in bulk for $5, and you just print off the case cover.
I have
Piece
done
of
that.
paper, and you just shove it in the case. Done.
Like I have a couple games I bought from GameStop that didn't include the cover art where I just printed it out.
Yeah.
Except it never looks good
Yeah.
because commercial printers aren't as high quality as that stuff.
You gotta go to Walmart and get it printed there.
You know, I'm gonna look now and see if I can find cases on eBay. Can't you tell that I care so much about this Let's Play? I'm doing so many other things.
Of course, it's not like we've done this 3 times.
Yeah. Let's see here. Mega Man, Star Force Leo. $88 for a factory sealed copy of the game, so that's good.
That is too much money.
Yeah, the Star Force games really are expensive. Ooh, yeah, Star Force Leo, replacement case and artwork. Awesome. Oh, sold. Darn it.
You're
Why is
5
it still
seconds too
listed
late.
then?
I don't like
replacement-
I don't like how eBay still lists game stuff that is already sold.
I don't know, I feel like they shouldn't. Here's a replacement case. I guess it doesn't have the manual. Yeah, it doesn't have the manual, but, you know, that's something. $6 free shipping. That's good.
How is Star Force though?
Oh, here's... No, that's the exact same thing. I mean, it's... I don't know. I played like 2 hours of it, and then I stopped because I was getting my ass kicked, and I can only conclude I have no idea how you're supposed to play it. So at some point
it's a card
I got it.
game.
At some point I just need to like look up like a walkthrough online and start over.
Bound number games are easy. Well, easier than Star Force, probably because it's not first person. 'Cause
Well,
that's
Star
weird.
Force isn't first person. It's just behind the back.
Oh, same thing. You know what I mean.
Weirdest thing about Star Force 1 is that there's a part early on in the game where you get trapped in what's it called? A planetarium. And you have to get out of, like, the hologram universe room. And the code to get out of the room is, like, it's a numerical code, and the hint is, like, how many planets are there in the solar system. And I'm like, when did this game come out again? I had to look it up. Like, when was Pluto declared not a planet anymore? And it was the same year the game came out. So I'm like,
no.
Was it before?
They did that
or
on
after?
purpose. They must have.
And then I just guessed, and it is 8.
In other news, NASA has also discovered another planet that may also be a 9th planet. Who knows?
Meanwhile,
Pluto
90s
X.
kids continue to get upset that their education is wrong, despite
On
the
a
fact
planet.
that scientific classification is more important than your childhood.
It's like Pluto's smaller than Saturn's moons. I mean, come on.
But at least we got a good Rick and Morty episode out of it. When's the next year of Luigi?
Never.
Why isn't every year the year of Luigi?
Because Nintendo could care less about Luigi.
Oh. It looks like it's going to be possible to get a Luigi costume for Mario and Odyssey with amiibos.
Hopefully. I guess on topic of Mario, you know what I want? I want another Wario Land game.
Meh.
Those were fun.
Never. I played Shake It once. I rented that a long time ago.
Play 4. 4 is, I think, probably my favorite. It doesn't really have any weird gimmicks like 2 and 3, which are still both good games, but you're kind of if you don't know what you're doing.
I bet you can read this without my help.
So I think we've pieced together more of what's happening, and it's not good.
Basic reading comprehension needed to play this game.
What do you mean 90% is voice acting?
It goes through time, it tears space apart, leaving the areas empty and dead, and sticking them in this weird white limbo.
I remember playing Pokemon before I could properly read,
They fix
Oh.
and I somehow beat it.
See, I never played video games before I could read.
Well, I could read it, I just wasn't
Watch out,
very good at it.
Robotnik.
Also, I'm pretty sure the games I played when I was really young on the computer did not require that much complex reading.
I still remember the first Sonic game I ever played. Sonic X for the LeapFrog.
Oh, wow. My first Sonic game was Blast
Oh,
on an emulator.
why?
Man.
Of all things, why Blast?
I don't know, because I couldn't get Genesis emulation. I couldn't find it. Either I couldn't find it or I couldn't get it to work. The two, because this was before I was allowed to download things on the computer, so I had to rely on online emulators.
The classic online emulators. That barely work.
It was good for NES games.
Only NES games.
And Game Boy games. I beat Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy.
That's the worst one.
Yeah. Of the Game Boy
Ironically,
games, probably,
yeah.
but
Of the Game Boy games.
yeah. But it was the first Mega Man game I ever beat.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic. On the Game Boy, 2 was the worst and 5 is the best.
Yeah.
When are they gonna make another Rayman game?
I don't know, whenever Michelle Ancel is done with Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Okay, so never.
Yeah. At least we know the game exists now. Even if the trailer did not make it look very good.
I hope it's good.
I really don't care.
I
hope
didn't
it's
play
good
the
for first
people
one.
that like it.
I'm happy it exists now because now it gives me a reason to be salty about the fact that, hey, you guys got a new game. When's my next Prince of Persia, Ubisoft?
Never.
I actually got really salty about that over E3 because people were like so happy. It's like, oh, Metroid's finally back. And it's like, you know, fuck you guys. Prince of Persia fans have been waiting just as long.
What do you mean? Ubisoft does make Prince of Persia games. It's called Assassin's Creed.
That was actually what I thought when I was playing Assassin's Creed 3. There was one point that was just pure platforming in the real world. And I was like, you know what? I'd play a game that was nothing but this. And then I was like, oh no, wait, that's Prince of Persia. I'd play more Prince of Persia. It is my goal to own every Prince of Persia game. I am halfway there.
I'm trying to think what kind of game series I own all the games to.
I own every... Does it count if the series had, like, 2 games?
Sure, why not?
Alright, then I own every No More Heroes game, every Conduit game. There's probably some other short series I own, like, 2 games of.
I own every Zero game.
That doesn't count, though, 'cause that's a sub-series.
Does this count? They're separate series, sort of. You don't need to play X in Classic to get Zero. So I consider it sort of separate.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I'd still say it's overall part of Mega Man.
But I find that I just own every Earthbound game.
Yes, that you can claim.
Even though my copy of Mother 1 on the NES doesn't work on my thing, my Retron 5. It is now a paperweight.
If you have a reproduction cart, you might as well just download a ROM.
Yeah. I'll probably just download either the Mother 1 plus 2 version or the easy ROM hack. Because without it, Mother 1 is not a fun game at all.
I don't think I'd like it in any case. I just don't like old RPGs.
At least give Mother 3 a shot.
Yeah, if Nintendo ever decides to release it.
They won't. But the weird thing about Mother 3 and its battle system is that if you want to get good at it, you have to be playing it on 60 frames. Like it doesn't work on anything less.
But the human eye can't see more than 30 frames.
Shut up, that's a lie.
Yes, I looked it up at some point, like, what's the highest frame rate the human eye can see? And I don't think I got a clear answer.
It's a lot.
It is many frames. Like, maybe 2.
Maybe 6.
Maybe more.
Maybe even 24.
Kind of wish they made more movies at higher frame rates, because I like seeing
No.
The Hobbit I kind of like seeing The Hobbit at 48 frames.
No, it looks strange and wrong.
It's unusual, but I liked it.
No, I don't.
At the same time, I'm like one of the few people that really liked the Hobbit movies. The 2 I saw. I never saw the 3rd one.
I've never seen them.
I thought they were fun as someone who doesn't really care about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and I've only seen 2/3 of the Lord of the Rings movies.
I saw them all over one weekend with my mom, except we watched them all at night and I was tired and I fell asleep through basically all of them. Despite the fact they were on separate nights, I fell asleep anyway. And then, like, a couple years ago, A couple years ago, I rewatched the first one. And I paid attention. And I was like, okay, then I'll watch 2 and 3 at a later date, but at some point soon. But then my dad said, like, oh, yeah, I'd watch them with you. So I was like, okay, I won't watch the second one until you're ready. And then that never happened.
Of course. That time when you want to watch something with your dad and you never do.
Yeah.
I watched JoJo with my dad and he didn't get it at all.
JoJo is a fine taste. Yeah.
I got farther than I expected, halfway up to part 2.
Oh, wow, you got into part 2.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, farthest I ever got. The only anime I've been able to show my parents is I showed my dad the first 4 episodes of Cowboy Bebop and then the first 3 episodes of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And he didn't like either of them.
In terms of anime I showed my dad, the only ones he's liked is Attack on Titan and Cowboy Bebop.
I still want to try, if only because I need to ensure I need my parents to like Gurren Lagann. I cannot be their child otherwise.
Oh yeah, and I showed them Gurren Lagann. He enjoyed it, but we didn't watch it past part 4.
I wonder why.
Me too.
I really wish I could tell people watching Gurren Lagann, like, yeah, you can skip episode 4, but you can't.
Nope.
Gotta introduce the black siblings.